If you're in your 50s and you'd like to learn how to do this quick kinky extension technique using the anchor method, welcome. You're in the right place. So, have you ever had some errands to run and couldn't figure out what to do with your hair? Whether you are 15 or you are 50 or more, we've all been there where we're just trying to figure this all out. So I wanted to come up with a couple of go-to hairstyles, particularly for women who are in their 50s or more, who want to be able to achieve a casual but elevated look, something that doesn't take a whole bunch of effort and something that can just be part of your go-to arsenal. I feel like we have really gotten really comfortable with the idea of having a capsule wardrobe or having some, go-to colors that you just run to when you need to coordinate something really quick. But when it comes to hair, it seems that there can be a little bit of an absence of solutions, particularly for women in our 50s. My name is Francine. I work by day as a creative director and I love to create things. So I wanted to share this quick little style with you guys, something that I defer to when I'm in a hurry, as I've gotten to be an empty nester, and maybe some of you are just getting on that trail of living your life as an empty nester. I'm a boy mom, so my household has always been, very male-centric between my sons and my husband. And when they were growing up, I was so busy doing things with them and for them. For instance, we had chosen to send them to this school we really liked, and the school was an hour away from our house. So that equals 4-hour commute for me or my husband. That would be an hour to take them there, an hour to drive back in the morning, and then another hour going there and another hour coming back in the afternoon. Not to mention, a lot of moms who work, you have all these other extracurricular activities to attend to. So what do you usually wind up kind of skipping over? Usually that would be yourself, or your personal grooming, or having the time to even take to figure out what your go-tos are going to be. So, or as you are in your 40s, your 50s, maybe it's the first time that you ever have the opportunity to take the time and figure out these things for yourself. So I want to just share a couple of tips that I have come across in my journey as an empty nester in my 50s, with just my husband and I living at home now. So what I have found is that when I get up in the morning, I need to get up and get ready real quick. I take a real quick shower. I have a really quick, makeup routine. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember Garanimals, but I'm gonna digress a little bit, but they were these outfits that kids used to put together. It was they would match and you could just put stuff together. And so my closet is almost like a Garanimals setup. I have to have things really simple, or else it's just too easy for me to just, grab whatever and just put whatever on, sometimes put on a hat or something. And since I don't want to do that, and I like to be at the ready, sometimes I will get a call from a friend who wants to meet up, and if I'm not ready, I'm going to say no. So in order to always be ready, it can be really good to have a routine and some go-tos. I love wigs, but again, sometimes you want to take a little break from that, and sometimes I don't feel like stepping out with my struggle bun. So I came up with this cute little way to do a little braid extension. So some of us, we really like natural texture. I like things that look natural. I'm not a baby hair person. I know I have a 5 head, but I will live with my 5 head. And, just to avoid the baby hairs, I don't like putting a lot of chemicals in my hair. I do still color my hair. As you're maturing, you may definitely want to go gray at some point. I haven't embraced gray fully yet, so I do a lot of different things in terms of color. When you were a younger woman, you may have changed your hair color frequently. And, as you get into your 50s, that doesn't mean that you have to stop playing around with hair color. So I love playing around with color. Sometimes I wear even like a silver gray. Sometimes I'll wear a blonde, a platinum blonde. For color, I do not care. I like to play around with it. I like to accessorize with it. I like to, coordinate it with my wardrobe. So there are things that you can do to play around with color. Now, right now, as it is, my hair is black, like, a off black kind of dark brown color, and I will use different temporary products to achieve different color looks. It can be a really fun way to play around with color. Again, some days I may wear silver hair, some days I wear black, some days I wear brown, some days I wear red. So I want to share a couple of products with you guys. I'm not gonna put any links in this because I want to just put these videos out for now without worrying about, selling you guys stuff or trying to monetize or affiliate or whatever. I just want to share information right now. So what I like to use when I'm doing color, I like it to be multi-dimensional. Maybe that is just my hairstylist background, but I feel like multi-dimensional color can look the most natural. And I will use the same color on my extension that I use on my hair. So right now I have combined actually 4 different products to get the color that I want. And I know I'm saying something real quick, but it takes but a minute to do. I use a color stick in my roots because they start growing out, especially around the edges. It starts to, show up silver. And for this look, I'm not trying to do silver. And in addition to that, I use this Jerome Russell color. This is in the color copper. This temporary as I am, it's a color cream, also in the color copper, but a different tone. And I also used a little bit of this red. I got this at the beauty supply store. It's in the color Copper Blaze. Now, while all these are considered coppers, they come off different. So it creates you can see a bit of dimensional tone, which I really like. I feel like that makes it look even, more natural. And so that's what I did in terms of color. So I just, brushed my hair out. It's nice if you can do this the night before, but I brushed my hair out, put on some color, these different layers of color, and I added this braid. What I like about this is I feel like it looks natural. I don't know, there's just something to me, especially at, in my 50s, and especially at this age, I like things that just look natural, that don't look too, busy, too, over the top effort. I like things to look effortless, and I like them to just kind of, lay on me. I don't like things to look like I just took something and that doesn't fit me and applied it to myself. So I feel like even a style like this, everyone, you can go ahead and adapt this to a way that feels most comfortable to you, most fitting to you. That would be my suggestion. But what I did, I'll explain it and then I'll show you. I just had some leftover Havana twist hair, or you could use Marley hair, you could use Cuban twist hair, any kind of that rough texture, because my hair is not relaxed. I just made a little part in the back. I laid the braid in between the part, and then I braided a little bit of my hair over the added hair to create an anchor. And then I just went ahead and braided it on down. I put a little hair tie on here to make it a little tighter so this look was a little bit more sleek. But I want to show you that you don't have to wear a hair tie. And that's the thing to me that makes it look the most natural, at least in my opinion. So it just kind of seamlessly looks like the braid is coming out of your hair. I'm not a fan of those things where yeah, you can see, I'm not a fan of braids where they take like some synthetic hair and wrap it around. I mean, that's okay. And maybe I'm just like a stickler because like my thing, it has always been creating extensions and trying to create extensions that look as natural as possible. There have been times like when I've been, worked in like the TV industry or music videos, and people want things to look as natural as possible. So that made me like very much a stickler about trying to come up with techniques that do look the most natural, that do look like, they're possibly coming out of your own head. I'm also just going to undo this to show you guys, and maybe I'll just like kind of undo it and maybe redo it. So I'm just taking out this old, I don't even know, it could be even Cuban twist hair. I think it's like some Havana hair that I had mixed together. And again, I had put some of these color products on here. And so I'm just going to take it on out and show you guys how I have it like hooked up in here. So basically just anchored it like on a piece of my own hair. So since I knew that I wanted this to hang a little bit to the side, I just, separated out a piece of my own hair. Hopefully you can see that. And I split that in two, like so. I took this hair, put it right in the middle. See, I just put it right in the middle like that to anchor it. Then I just took my little piece of hair and just braided it a little bit down just to anchor it, just a little bit, right? Now it's like anchored nicely in here. And I actually use this technique to create a lot of different styles where I will just anchor some hair. And then after that, I can just blend my own hair with that. I'm just going to do a twist because that also can look very natural. I'm just doing like just a 2-strand twist, because that's also just another option that you can create using this technique. In all honesty, you could use this technique to create twists all over your head. I'm just twisting it all the way down to the end here. And again, it just winds up giving you a very natural looking addition. Since I moved the hair, I probably would want to just spray on a little bit of the color just to make that blend really well with this hair that I put in. But that is really about it. That's really about all that I did. At that point, I like to put a little barrette on here sometimes to just like weigh the hair down and just give it some gravity. So anyhow, just to recap, for color purposes, if you want to like be able to do some really quick temporary color change, you could use these products that I recommended. This, I know you can find it on Amazon, probably can find it in the beauty supply store. This that I found in the beauty supply store, also you find this on Amazon or the beauty supply store. Again, I'm not gonna link anything because I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to give you guys some information that you might find helpful. Yeah, so I hope that you found this helpful, and I will hopefully be coming back with more tips and tricks on quick hairstyles for women in our 50s. See you next time. Please comment, like, and subscribe.